All right, good morning. Okay, a couple things. First of all, I was earlier looking at student work and it was frightening. And it's not just you guys, it's my honors class too. It's very, very, very important that you do what I'm modeling on the board. So do not do anything different. So you want to try to do what I'm doing as much as possible. A lot of what I'm seeing could be causing you confusion because you're not doing exactly what I'm doing. And so little pluses and minuses are being left off. Radicals are not being written correctly. The problem just is garbage. So I want you guys to try really hard to make sure you look at your notes when you do the assignment and make sure you try to do exactly what I'm doing. Because the work I'm seeing, even in the honors classes, is gonna be unacceptable when we go back to school. Like for example, my honors classes that go into honors pre-cal, their work is not going to be accepted by me or Mr. Johnson, whoever's teaching it. So just the bottom line is I'm modeling what you should be doing. Make sure you're doing your work like that. Okay. Because it won't be accepted by other teachers in the future, whether you're going to college or whatever's going on. So make sure you're just doing what I'm modeling. Okay. The other thing is that we are going to take an exam on Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock on 2, 6, 7, and 8. And so today, I'm planning on teaching a new lesson, but I might not. I just want to kind of see what's going on. The other day, I talked about 2, 8, which were the different types of direct variation, joint variation, inverse variation. And so I'm going to see where we're at with that. And we're going to do something a little bit different today. So for sure, at some point, you're going to go into teams, but this is how it's going to work. If you want to work on your own, you're going to go into team 1. If you're somebody who wants to work with others in studying for the exam, you're going to go somewhere else. All right. So we're not going to go into our regular teams today. I'm going to give you the option. If you want to work by yourself, you're going to go into team 1. If you want to work with others, you're going to go into team 2, and I'm going to split you up. All right. Okay. But before we do that, I just want to know, this is only for 2, 8. Does anybody have questions about 2, 8?
Yeah, I had questions of the combined variations.
Uh-huh. What problem was that?
Um, let me get it real quick. Give me a second.
Okay, while he's looking, does anybody else have any questions for me? Well, I probably would, for the test, I probably would not worry about the combined variations. I would worry about direct variation and inverse variation. That's what I would worry about for the exam. Go
Okay.
ahead, Bernie. Did you find it? I'm not going to wait much longer. So you got to make sure you have it written down so we're not wasting time. Did you find it or not? All right. Anybody else have any questions about 2.8? 2.8.
Could you do number 5?
Okay, is that a varies inversely problem?
It varies directly and inversely.
Yeah, inversely. Let me look real quick and make sure I'm looking at the right problem. Number 5, it varies directly and inversely, right?
Yeah.
And this is exercise 2.8 number, did you say number 5, right?
Yes.
Okay. 20, 50, and 5. Okay. So your equation should look something like this. All right, were you able to get that part?
Mm-hmm.
So since y varies inversely as x and inversely as the square, this is what we have. You okay with that? And then y would be 20, k is your constant of variation, and then your x is 50. And your z-squared would be 5 squared. Now, do you see how did you see how I put those in or not really?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna find k. So this is gonna be 50k over 25, and I'm gonna simplify this because you can simplify parts of a product, right? So I can divide the bottom by 25 and the top by 25, so I get 2. So I get 20 is equal to 2k. And now I'm going to divide both sides by 2 and get k equals 10. So the constant of variation is 10, right? So now the equation becomes y equals 10x over z squared. So in other words, all we did was put the k in the equation now so we can work the problem that they're asking us to find. You follow that or no? So we did all this so we could just find k. And now I'm going to work the problem. So now, to work the problem, we're putting in x equals 3 and z equals 6. You understand what I'm doing? So
Yes.
I did all of this to find k, and now I'm substituting in x equals 3 and z equals 6 so I can solve for y.
Ms. Birch,
Does
can
that
you
make
go down
sense?
a little? Yeah, it makes
Say
sense.
that again. Say that again.
No, I was just asking if you can go down a little, but it makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Let me pin myself because if I don't pin myself, what you see is not what I see. And that's not good. No bueno. All right, here we go. All right. There, how's that? All right, so now we have y is equal 10 times 3 is 30. So I'll multiply that out. So you have 30 over 36. Well, you can divide the top by 6 and the bottom by 6. So y is equal to 6 times what is 35. 6 times what is 36? 6. So y equals 5/6. And that's what they wanted, right? They said to find y. Brandon, are you following me or no?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get what I did?
Yeah, I understood it.
Okay. All right. Anybody want to ask me a question about anything else? So really, when you read the problem, you got to make sure you know which equation you're using. Remember all the equations I gave yesterday? You got to make sure that you're using the right one.
You know where fucking Gavin Newsom and fucking Ted Cruz are right now?
All right. Anybody want me to work another problem?
23.
23. Okay. Let's look at 23. I'm looking at my paper because I look, see, you guys see, this is my work. So I don't know what you guys think. Miss Birch can work all the math problems in the world. Well, when I first started doing this class, I worked all the problems because I'm like, if I'm going to be the teacher, I better know how to do the problems. So this is what my assignment looks like. Now, see how organized it is? See how I did it like the way I taught it? Like step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. So the problem we just did, these are the word problems that I have here. I don't have that one on here, but that's what so you're asking me to do number what? 23? So look at my work. I wrote on the top, this is direct variation, and see how I set the problem up? See how neat it is so I'm not confusing myself? So this is what your goal is for your work. You're trying to write vertically and you're trying to show your work because it will eliminate confusion. All right, so here we go. So you're asking for 23. It's direct variation. Make sure you know how to do this problem, okay? All right, so the first step, I wrote direct variation. And I wrote it in the form of the question. So if you read the question in 23, it's talking about a ball, right? Make sure you know how to do this problem. So I'm going to rewrite this as B is equal to K times D. Do you guys understand that part?
Yeah.
Okay, so the second step is I'm going to plug in the numbers. So what is it? 8.4 is equal to the constant of variation times 12. And remember what I said about using a calculator? So we're going to divide both sides by 12, and we're going to get our constant of variation. What's 8.4 divided by 12? Go ahead, I'm listening.
0.7.
Yes. All right, so now that I found the constant of variation, I'm going to write my problem. So my formula now is B is equal to 0.7D, and now I'm going to find what they want. So what they want is my B being 56, my constant of variation is 7, and my D is what we're trying to solve, right? Yeah, D is our variable.
Yes.
So now I'm going to divide both sides by 0.7 because I'm solving for D. So D is equal to, what's 56 divided by 0.7? I think it's 80. And so remember, we're going to make a statement. So we're going to say it was dropped from 8 inches. So once again, I know what my rule is. I know what my formula is, and I'm going to write mine to match the problem. I'm going to find the constant of variation by using the given information, and then I'm going to take our equation and find the information that they want. So you're always finding the constant of variation, and then you're using the formula to find what they want. Is that clear or no? Because I want you to conceptually understand what you're doing, because it'll make the problem easier to solve.
Yes, I understand. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, anything else right now? So you guys are going to try as hard as possible to keep your work organized like this, right? Because I promise you that from what I saw this morning, the work I was looking at, If you would just do what I'm telling you to do, it's going to eliminate a lot of confusion. Okay, now here's what I want to do today. I was going to teach a new lesson, but I'm not. I might teach a new lesson on Monday, okay? What I want to do today is I want to just study for the exam. So I want to do problems online on 2, 6, 7, and 8. And I'm going to give you the option today. If you want to work by yourself, you're going to go into team 1. Now, you don't have the option of leaving the meeting and not ever coming back. You don't have that option because I'm taking attendance, and I'm taking attendance till 10:45. So if you want to work by yourself, you're going to go into team 1. If you want to work with others, I want you to go into team 2, and I'm going to divide you up. Sound good? Now, just to let you know, if you are going to work with others, I'm going to give you the option of working with who you want to work with. So I'm not going to force you to work with anybody. You're going to say, oh, I really like working with Edwin. I really like working with Cecilia. I'm going to give you the choice of who you want to work with. All right? All right, now, I want to come back. I just want to check in to make sure that we're okay. We're going to check back at 10:40. Just to see if we're okay. All right? Now, listen to me. We have a lot of time. So I want you to use this time productively. And I want you, does everybody know how to study for this exam? Because it always scares me that you don't know what you're doing. So let me just show you. I'm just going to go to 2-6. So here's the problems for 2-6. And you can see how, maybe you can't, I don't know. See all the different sections? Here's a section, here's a section, here's a section, here's a section, here's a section. I want you to work like a problem from each section so you can verify that to yourself that you know what you're doing. Now, one thing I have to announce, in 2-6, remember problems 81 through 88 had to do with slant asymptote? I'm not going to test you on that because I never taught it. So make sure you make a note of this. In lesson 2-6, you are not responsible for 81 through 88. What did I just say? Go ahead, I'm listening. What did I just say?
We're not responsible for 81 through 86.
Exactly. You're not responsible for 81 through 86 in lesson 2.6. So don't do those problems. And don't do the hardest problems in the world. You're going to pick like one problem out of the first 4. And you probably know that for the direct variation, I already told you, I'm going to give you a direct variation. I'm going to give you an inverse variation. So what am I saying? I'm saying that you need to be smart in how you study for an exam. When I was in high school and college, nobody told me how to study for an exam. That's why I didn't do well on tests. In college, I failed every test. So I'm telling you how to study, and you need to listen and do what I'm saying. You're not going to study all the problems. You're not going to look through all your notes. You're not going to look, you're going to go into that online, and you're going to focus on the first 4 problems in every section. And if you do that, you should get an A on this exam. Now, when you go into, when we go into the team, you guys decide, those of you who are working together, you're going to decide, oh, let's do problems from 2.7, or let's do problems from 2.8. You don't have to do them in order, 2.6 through 2.8. You can pick the lesson that you want to work with in your team. Okay, does everybody know what you're doing? If you want to work by yourself, you're going to team 1. If you want to work with others, you're going to team 2, and I'm going to split you up. Okay? All right, and I'll see everybody back here at 10:40. All right, I'll see you back here.
All right, thank you, Ms. Birch.
You're welcome. All right, and we're back. Okay, hey, listen, guys. I was working with team 2, the group work. And I noticed that working the online problems, you can get help step by step. Well, that could be harder than what I'm teaching. So my recommendation is to do the problem on your paper and input the answer. Because the problems that I looked at with the help steps, they were testing like -9 when you could test 0 in lesson 2.7. So like I told you before, I recommend that you work the problem on paper and then you put your answer in. Because I can't guarantee that step-by-step process. I can't guarantee what they're doing. I can't guarantee if it's the best way. I don't know. So, all right, anybody want to ask me a question? Remember that when you're studying, 2 things. When you're studying for the exam, you're doing the online problems in the globes, only the first 3 or 4 problems in each section, number 1. Number 2, the Math Wizard teams, the rooms are open all the time, 24 hours. So you could grab like Brandon and Edwin, you guys could work at 9 o'clock at night, working problems online, like in team 5. So you can work together in these teams on your own, which I highly recommend. All right, can you guys hear me? Are you guys there?
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear
Okay,
you.
would any of you would anybody want me to work a problem or anybody have a question about something? Okay, can you guys do me a, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask, would we see a problem like 53?
No, because what did I say, Bernie?
Oh, yeah,
What
first
did I,
world
what
problems,
did I say?
Yeah, first world problems. Sorry.
Yep. So you're going to see either the first 3 or 4 problems only. Unless, like in that section we just did, the problems are mixed with direct, inverse, and joint variation. I told you, make sure you know how to work the direct and inverse variation problems because they're all in one section. Okay. Anybody want to ask me about anything? Okay, can you guys just quickly, we have a couple minutes. Can you report back from team 1? That was 8 of you. Can you guys report to me, please, on how that went? Did that go okay? Working on your own?
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
it was good.
Yeah, okay. All right, you guys. Well, on Monday, I'll see you on Monday. I'm going to be teaching a new lesson on exponential growth. And so make sure if you have any questions about the test on Tuesday that you have, because that's the first thing I'm going to ask on Monday. Do you have any questions about the exam? So make sure that you work problems over the weekend. And just a reminder, make sure that you're checking your work to make sure it's right, because practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect, and it's critical that you check your work. All right? All right, listen, I hope you guys have a great day, okay? And I'll see you on Monday.
Have a good one. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Bye, guys. Have a good day. Bye, guys. Have a good day.
Bye, Miss Birch.
Bye, hon. Have a good day.